Is it command first versus or speed and power first?
100 years question of baseball.
So in youth athletes, we like to work on first neurological patterning, and then when they reach testosterone, we're going to add in strength. But it's important for them to learn to develop velocity first. Command and control are only going to come in the skill window, which starts 18, 19 years old. But athletes that try to pitch slowly and stride short and control the ball, it's impossible then to develop velocity. So it's better to go fast when they're young and then learn command later.
좋은 메카닉을 잡는다고 하면서 이제 동작을 쪼개서 교정을 하는 그런 코칭을 많이 하는데 토마스 코치가 자주 하시는 말씀 중에 빠른 움직임을 굉장히 강조한다. 그냥 빠른 움직임 속에서 메카닉이 저절로 만들어지게끔 하는 그런 접근법이 좀 우리나라 코칭 문화에서 좀 생소한데 낯선데 여기에 대해서 좀 설명해 줄 수 있는지.
So when it comes to the biomechanical sequence, timing the foot strike is the single most important biomechanical variable because it can determine the efficiency of the rest of the sequence based off its consistency. So in our model, what we have found is around 1 second, 0.95 to 1.05 is where most of your elite pitchers.
그러니까 0.95초라는 건 이제 투구 동작이 시작하자마자 앞발이 닿을 때까지의 시간. 그러니까 이게 빨라야 된다라는 거죠. 예.
So when someone goes fast, it gives them the ability to be much more consistent with that timing. And it literally can change the rest of the sequence, the efficiency of the rest of the sequence. When someone meets that timing consistent, hip shoulder separation is better. Timing to release is better. It all gets much better. Quite a bit. It can, an inappropriate use of the glove can create an over-rotation of the torso going into release. Typically, when we see a ball that runs up and away from an arm, we know that we have a glove that's being pulled in too fast. If you see issues with high and low, we can correlate that to the glove as well.
So if your glove is moving, your release point is changing. So after your foot strikes, your glove has to be stable until the ball leaves your hand.
NPA에서는 글러브 투 바디보다는 바디 투 글러브를 많이 말하는 것 같아요. 그 감각적인 면에서 요거를 좀 구분하기가 좀 쉽지가 않을 것 같은데 여기에 대해서는 주로 어떤 방식으로 지도를 하시는지. 예.
When we have body to glove, what we see in really good pitchers is when they go from what they call hyperextension into flexion. We find that those guys typically have a little more what we call linear torque, which creates velocity. And so when someone has a glove to body, that moment of hyperextension and flexion happens at the wrong time in the sequence, usually premature, and is not creating the energy going into the implement.
It's a common fault that we see with most of our youth athletes in America, where they're taught to pull the glove, and they believe that they're going to get additional velocity by pulling the glove, but it creates a myriad of biomechanical faults. And most importantly, we're health first. So every pitcher that we find that pulls their glove in will typically have a sore elbow or shoulder or both. And typically it will lead to injury at some point if they continue over-rotating into release.
And that teach, or the incorrect teach, really came about by the human eye watching pitching. Every good pitcher looks like they're pulling their glove. But when you slow it down, the really good ones, that's happening after release, which is irrelevant to the performance of the pitch. So.
NPA를 뭐 상징하는 몇 가지 드릴들이 있는데 타월 드릴이 뭐 실제 피칭 메카닉과 다르기 때문에 투수 육성에 그렇게 효과적인 수단이 아니다라고 하는 그룹도 있고 토마우스와 NPA에서는 타월 드릴을 뭐 굉장히 중요하게 다루고 있는 걸로 알고 있는데 타월 드릴을 그럼 어떤 방식으로
Yeah, I'd like to talk about towel drill. It's really what we're known for as an organization. A lot of people think it's a release point drill. It's not. So the towel drill is really about the total delivery. So you're going to work on areas that you're deficient in. while you're holding on to the towel and not releasing a baseball. So the towel drill is really a way for you to work on biomechanics without worrying about an outcome.
We're able to pattern biomechanics, our nervous system, without the stress on the release of a baseball. That's the other thing. And when you combine it with doing it in front of a mirror, okay, so see, feel, and you get an audible response out of it too by the towel. The deeper, the louder the tone, then we notice the more efficient the sequence, more energy going into the implement.
In general, it takes about 1,000 reps to break a bad habit. So the real power in the towel drill is allowing the athlete to simulate the delivery without actually releasing the baseball. So we can more quickly get to that 1,000 reps without ever releasing a baseball.